Hey, and welcome back to the series. So we left the action about 70 something, 100 something, a certain amount something miles into Scotland, and we were driving around the outside. Okay, so we're about to get back on the road. Let's take a little look at the lineup of cars we got here. This is the cute little convertible, right? No, not so. 414 brake horsepower, AMG, enough said. Next up, following suit, this is a CL55, completely different engine, 5.4 litres of V8 power with a supercharger bolted onto it. 5,000 horsepower. Last but not least, the best to last, 6 litre W12 Phaeton. This thing is a powerhouse, a genuine 200 mile an hour road rocket. I think we are at the start. Okay, let's do it. We kicked off the action first thing in the morning near Inverness, where we took the road past Moy, heading directly for our first stop of the day at Applecross. The roads are pretty amazing to say the least. The roads really opened up and we started to learn the true meaning of this trip and why so many people regard it so highly. Cut the corner because it's that's the quickest path through and saves fuel.
Really?
Less distance.
Interesting.
All of a sudden become very single tracky around here.
It's quite fun.
Look, there's water. Put the roof down. So a lot of people on this route will come down here and go straight up there, but what we're actually doing is we're doing it the correct way, which means you come down there, go here, all the way around, back out again, and then end up doing that, so it's the complete coastal road. And as a result, we're dealing with this. An amazing road though. At this point, you may not think that we've been in the car very long. You may not think that we've gone very far at all. However, 4 hours, 14 minutes and 108 miles. It's slow progress. It's pretty progress. And then we met an old enemy of ours. Harry, what do you think about caravans?
I think they're the bane of my existence at the moment. I think they should be banned.
Well, caravans are actually quite expensive, so I don't understand why people can't not buy the caravan, then they can afford to stay in a hotel, you know, with running water, and you don't have to, what do you do in caravans? You remove that septic tank and get shit all over your shoes. Halfway up the mountain, it dawned on us, this was one of the best driving roads we'd ever been on. Keen to take a closer look? We just stopped the car somewhere called Applecross Pass. You're going to want to have a look at this. Doesn't seem right that this kind of road is in the United Kingdom, you know? I found a Scottish Alp. Broke your car? I think it's fair to say that we got pretty lucky with the weather as well. This isn't Europe, this is Scotland. It's supposed to be miserable.
I was up in Scotland the other week, it was 24 degrees. Oh yeah.
I want to come back with a
Every
suntan.
day. Yeah. How many bottles of whiskey did you drink?
Having completed our lunchtime stop off in Applecross, we decided to keep going. This is the coastal road up towards Loch Torridon. And what an amazing road it is. Just one piece of advice. This time of the year is when the sheep infestation in Scotland is at its very worst. Make sure you always bring lots of sheep spray to spray in your car to dissuade the sheep from coming into the road. Otherwise you can cause serious accidents.
Fuck off.
With us clocking up just 180 miles in a whole 6.5 hours worth of driving, we were understandably getting a bit fed up.
Yep, thank you. I was wondering where to go, but thanks. Good to know.
To cool Harry's fiery temper, I decided to come up with some riveting conversation. I think this may be a bit controversial. Have you ever had the chili tomato ketchup? The Heinz one?
No, I haven't.
I think. As the evening drew ever closer, and with an epic day of driving just behind us, we ended up at the hotel. We stayed at the Gairloch Highland Lodge. There really was nothing for many, many miles in either direction, but this was a pretty decent place. I think I rate it about 5 out of 7. End of day 1. We have done 4 hours and 50 minutes of driving. It's been about 130, 140 miles to get all the way from the very start at the North Coast 500. I guess we had a bit of a diversion, didn't we? Because we started about half an hour out at this typical start and drove all the way up and then kind of back round on ourselves, and that's the way it worked. At any rate, we're at a place called Gairloch at the moment. I'm sure I've pronounced that incorrectly. And that's the end of day 1. I'm going to go to the pub. Having stopped off in Applecross, having stopped off in Applecross, fucking